What's up? Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is my weekly gaming news series in which we talk about games and the things that are happening in the gaming industry and the latest reviews and the latest games and the controversies surrounding gaming. So let's just get right into the games. In the biggest story this week, it looks like Half-Life 3 has been confirmed. They are making Half-Life 3. Well, kind of. So for those of you who are not aware, Half-Life 1 was released in the 1990s, I believe. Half-Life 2 was released in 2004, and then people have been waiting for Half-Life 3 pretty much ever since. And that game just seems like it's never coming. The folks over at Valve used to make video games and made some really amazing games, but the problem is they started making so much money from their Steam service selling other people's games that they had no real incentive to make games anymore. And they've made a handful of games since then, you know, obviously the Portal series, Left 4 Dead series, they made Dota 2 as well. But at the end of the day, they're making so much money, it's almost stupid to risk money making a game. And I think that's how Gabe and the folks over at Valve feel right now. There's no reason to hire that giant team and spend all of that money on a game like Half-Life 3, which is at this point is so hyped up, is almost guaranteed to be disappointing to anybody who plays it, right? So the company was probably never going to make it no matter what. So last year, we had one of the writers of the Half-Life series leave Valve, and on his exit, he did say that that game is never coming, which is really frustrating because they had a basic script that had been pitched and was floating around, and then he leaked an overall synopsis of what was supposed to happen in the game, and that has led a lot of people on the internet, a lot of modders, a lot of game creators, a lot of developers wanting to create that game. So it looks like there's now a fan group who is hiring people and getting together and looking for volunteers to finish Half-Life 3 based off of that synopsis. So Half-Life 3 is coming, even if Valve isn't making it and even if they're not going to profit from it. Maybe, because Valve has an opportunity here to shut this down with their intellectual property and so on and so forth, if they think they will ever actually create that game. So this may never get off the ground, but at least someone's trying to make the game. And I think it would be really shitty if Valve puts their foot down on a project like this, because they're clearly not going to make the game after a decade. So just let somebody else make it. Let somebody else finish the story if you guys refuse to. That's my honest opinion. And if you do shut it down, you damn well better have a game in development when you do. So this is currently under the moniker of Project Borealis. If you search that here on YouTube, you will see a video of the work that they have done so far. And even though they're not using like the official Half-Life engine, they are using a different engine. The game really looks good. They look like they can create some amazing weapons and some amazing sets and some amazing characters that really look like this belongs in the Half-Life universe. So more power to them. And if you're interested in the project, if they're still hiring for positions and you're a game developer who watches the show regularly, you may want to apply because you may have an opportunity to help them create this awesome game. And it's the only way it's ever going to exist because Gabe is too busy counting his money. And I don't blame you, Gabe. I don't blame you. That's what I would do too, probably. I'm just saying, I still want to play this game. I will be fairly pessimistic here. This project will probably never be as satisfying as an actual official Half-Life 3, even if they do get it off the ground. And I especially expect Valve to shut this down because they're going to want that opportunity for themselves. There's a big pile of money to be made. And even though Gabe and the folks over there are busy running Steam and counting the untapped amount of potential and money that they are making through that service, I don't really understand why they don't use that money to create cool things and put it into the world. I mean, obviously, they really boosted VR with the HTC Vive and so on and so forth, but at the end of the day, games like this, could you imagine Portal 3? Could you imagine Left 4 Dead 3? Oh, could you imagine a Battle Royale mode version of Left 4 Dead? Oh, Gabe, come on, man, start making games again. We need you. If this isn't a wake-up call that wakes you up and makes you start making games again, there never will be. Now, this week's video is sponsored by the folks over at Audible. It's finally summertime, and that means you got a chance to read or listen to all of the books that you promised yourself you would read in the last year. And for me, summertime means a lot of road trips. It means a lot of riding on a plane. It means a lot of downtime where you could be listening to a really, really good book. And when it comes to traveling, I definitely don't like to carry a physical book with me. I mean, it's nice and archaic, but it's also really nice to just pop in my headphones and listen to it on my device or my tablet, and that way I'm not disturbing anybody else on the plane by having a light on. I'm not disturbing anybody else in the car, and I don't have to worry about road sickness trying to stare at a book. It's just a matter of closing my eyes and listening and going on a mini vacation during my regular vacation, or at least the crappy parts of my regular vacation. So if you want to do me a favor, grab your cell phone right now and text my name, BOOGIE, to the number 500-500, or go to audible.com/BOOGIE. They'll sign you up for a 30-day free membership, and with that, you will get a free book, and it's a great way to pass your time this summer. And for this month's book, by the way, I want to recommend Ready Player One. After watching the movie, I was really interested in seeing what the book was about, and I was delighted to find out that the book is actually read by Will Wheaton. So if you want to do something nerdy for your summer, it doesn't get any nerdier than this. So go download this book today for free. So this starts off as a bit of a retraction here because I was tweeting some misinformation yesterday on Twitter, and that misinformation that there would be no virtual console for the Nintendo Switch. Now, that's still true. That's exactly what they said. There will be no virtual console for the Nintendo Switch. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean what I thought it meant, and a lot of people think it means that there won't be retro games on the service. It just means that it won't come under this moniker. So Nintendo has finally announced their paid service, and it's fairly robust. I think it's $5 a month, or $8 for 6 months, or $20 for a year. And there's like a family membership for $35. You can connect, I think, up to 6 different devices to it. And it does have some of the features that we absolutely need. There is a cloud saving, which I guess is a sort of a backup feature as well. But hopefully you'll be able to go from console to console with it, with those cloud features. But then on top of that, they're also offering like 20 retro games for free, which will have like online services as well, like scorekeeping and stuff like that across the servers. So the service has a few bonuses to it. It's got a few downsides as well. First off, this makes the Nintendo Switch the only modern console that doesn't allow you to back up your saves for free. So that's super frustrating. Secondly, when it comes to voice chat, they have no interest in voice chat for the actual console. They want you to either use a tablet or a cell phone, which is proven to just be frustrating and irritating and no fun. And why wouldn't I just use Discord at that point? But maybe that's the point. Maybe they just don't want to be liable or something like that, so they would rather use a third-party service or use a third-party service through a second. I don't understand it. Certainly, the headphone jack on the Nintendo Switch would be capable of using a headset with a microphone, just an Apple earbuds or something like that, and then you could rebrand them as Nintendo earbuds and make a fortune. I don't know why they don't want to do that, but they don't. And along with that news, there's no more virtual console. Now, they are still giving away 20 games for free, and they'll continue to release games, hopefully, for free as part of that online service, or maybe some Netflix model or subscription model later in the future. It just won't be called virtual console. So I apologize for spreading that misinformation. There's still going to be plenty of retro games available for the Nintendo Switch, and that's a really smart decision, considering the Nintendo Switch just got hacked, and it's now capable of running Linux, which means it can run Dolphin and all these other emulators, and you pretty much do whatever you want it to do. So it's probably a really good idea to have a competing paid service for something you can do for free by hacking your Switch. So once again, Nintendo was trying, and I appreciate them for trying, but they are a bit of a dinosaur. I don't know why they can't just look at all of the other competing business models and just adopt those business models. PlayStation, Sony, right there in their home country, doing it so much better than them. Why they don't just emulate them, I don't know, but it's good enough of a service. At the end of the day, you don't go to Nintendo as your main console. You don't go to Nintendo as the one way to play games. They're always a supplemental console because their first-party games are amazing. And as long as they keep cranking out those first-party games, Smash Brothers, anybody, we're going to be fine, right? Oh, by the way, Nintendo can never catch a break. So here's a little bonus story about Nintendo. The folks over at Game Vice are suing Nintendo right now and trying to block imports of the Nintendo Switch because they claim that the Nintendo Switch violates their patent on a device pretty much seen right here. Basically, what this device does is it's game controllers that attach to your tablet or device and then allow you to play games, by Bluetooth and connecting to it. And they claim that the Nintendo Switch infringes on the patent. Here's the thing. The Joy-Cons on the Nintendo Switch, they don't work that way. They only work with the Nintendo Switch, and it's basically part of the system, even though it is detachable, ships with the system. So I don't think they have a leg to stand on, but you never know with U.S. courts. They might very well block the Nintendo Switch for a period of time that would be brief, and you would eventually be able to get one. But if that's something that makes you want to go out and buy one of these first-generation Switches that are easily hackable, maybe that's the incentive you need. I think you're going to be fine waiting, though. I think you'll be fine. Though that Legend of Zelda game and Super Mario Odyssey, worth the price of entry. Really, they are amazing. And then one more bonus story, and this is a pro-consumer story, so I really like talking about this, but the folks over the FTC have taken the consumer's side and said that the warranties that console manufacturers and electronics manufacturers have put out there into the world are absolutely not good enough, and they are trying to fight. And it looks like this is all tied into the whole right to repair debate to begin with. So if you've ever gone wandering around in one of your electronic devices, you might have seen one of those little stickers that say warranty is voided if this sticker is broken or the seal is broken. And it's to keep you from opening opening up your consoles and looking at the inside and trying to do a repair yourself or messing with it or damaging it when you're inside it, the folks over at Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo don't want to repair that stuff if you're the one who opened it up and broke the damn thing. So the folks at the FTC have said that these stickers are actually illegal, not to put them on devices moving forward. And if there's one of those broken on a previous device, this is not a reason to void the warranty anymore. Now, common sense says you shouldn't be rooting around inside your console, even if you know what you're doing, but an unlicensed repair shop should be able to make repairs to your device without voiding the warranty. You know, if the chip goes bad, if the graphics card goes bad, if the screen goes bad, if they need to do a minor repair that you don't want to send your console in and wait for a month for it to get fixed, you can get it done at a local shop. They should be allowed to do that at a local shop. And then hopefully, you know, if something goes severely wrong with the device later, they'll still repair the thing that went severely wrong. So this is all about the rights to repair, and you can get your stuff repaired either on your own or by a local service. Maybe. It depends on if the policies change. Now, it looks like Nintendo has actually already changed their policies, and it looks like Sony is backing down as well, leaving Xbox probably quick to follow. Long story short, if you own a Nintendo or a Sony console now and something goes wrong, and even if you've opened it up, even if you've been inside of it, even if you had a minor repair made by somebody else, Nintendo has updated their policies to say we will still replace something that goes wrong with the device that wasn't caused by the user or somebody touching and using the device. So at the end of the day, if your screen goes bad after you've had to open it up for some reason, that's now okay. That's now finally okay. Thanks, FTC. I wish you did more cool stuff like that for us consumers. Though, be warned, Sony does say an unlicensed peripheral, most likely a modding chip, is something that they are not okay with. So if you're going to mod your PlayStation, if you're going to mod your Switch, if you're going to mod your Xbox, probably still going to void the warranty because the FTC definitely did not push for that. Oh, and I should say at the time of this recording, Microsoft had yet to say anything, which is kind of weird because the FTC did call them out by name as well as Sony and Nintendo. So they should. They probably will by the time this goes live, right? Fix your shit, Microsoft. If my Xbox One X would allow me to put a high-end SSD into it, I would be so happy. All right, that's all the news that was fit to talk about this week. Let me know in the comment section below if I forgot anything. Let me know if I got anything wrong. Let me know if there's a story that you would like for me to cover in the comment section below. While you're down there, don't forget to click on that sponsored link by the folks over at Audible. Just by clicking on that link, you know you're supporting me. Even just by sitting through this video, you're supporting me, and I'm so grateful that you do. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.